Disclaimer. I am a law student, and the legal information provided is not legal advice. For that, please hire an attorney. God, I gotta tell you, fam, this past 24 hours, I've gone through both grief and extreme anger, in very quick succession. And this is about to be, now mind you, I've had the chance to cool down and collect my thoughts. All right, I have. I've had a chance to calm down and collect my thoughts. I have stared into the abyss, which isn't abnormal for me. I probably do that pretty often. But this week especially, this last night especially, because oh, hold on, let me just double check. Yeah, we can do this in a half hour. I have someone coming off on at 6, so this should work out. So everyone's probably aware of what happened last night at this point. But for those of you who are not, Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away as a result of struggling with cancer, which is terrible for a lot of reasons, you know? Yeah, rest in power. So let me be clear. Last night I was, like, for people who are watching me stream last night, I was a goddamn mess, because not only was she like one of the most progressive people on the Supreme Court, not only was she one of the people like holding the court from just switching conservative, but holy shit, she was a great person, right? And that's weirdly enough the subject of tonight, because I gotta say, I've been waking up this morning, I've been looking at Twitter, and wow, people, you have really like, there are not many things that can make me affirmatively angry, but holy shit, y'all have really fucking pissed me off. All right, so let's have a chat, shall we? I've been seeing a lot of tweets to the effect of this, all right? And we're going to go through them. I'm going to read them to you, and then I'm going to give my thoughts, because otherwise I'm going to have something to say about all of them. But all of them have a very similar theme, and I want to discuss them all as a group. Reminder from Squirrel, most people on here probably 53.3K followers, yeah? Reminder that Ruth Bader Ginsburg refused to retire under Obama because she was too vainglorious and was sure Hillary would win the presidency. Also, Obama fumbled the Garland, Norm, alt-centrist ghouls don't give a fuck about the court. It's just another part of their blackmail strategy. LMAO, Biden bros attacking me for pointing out some facts about their woke bae spirit animal Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Just to be clear, I don't give a fuck about elites who destroy people's lives with their power. That is the human level on which they operate. Doesn't give a fuck. RBG was 87, so the meltdown over her death is annoying. The fact that the future of women's rights, amongst other things, on how long an already elderly woman would live is insane. But people want to ignore that, along with her being racist and how she wronged the natives of this country. She lived a life of luxury until age 87 and was worshipped everywhere that she went. She had the best health care until the moment she died. Spare me your crocodile tears. She only had one black staffer, lol. She only had one black staffer. OMG, I just told my 8-year-old that RBG died and he started building a natural gas pipeline through a Native American reservoir in her honor. It's so funny. It's so funny making a joke about Supreme Court Justice, progressive senior Supreme Court Justice who just fucking died. It's very funny. Just a reminder that Ruth Bader Ginsburg could have casually retired at 80 years under Obama and have been replaced by an ultra-progressive in her 40s, but they chose not to. If not it's not the Republicans or Trump's fault that they get the opportunity to push through a new justice. Mind you, literally, what this is doing is shifting the blame for appointing a conservative Supreme Court justice from the people who are going to do it to the woman who was progressive on the court, one of the most progressive people on the court, who just fucking died. Also, if you find yourself celebrating the same people that Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden are celebrating, you probably need to take a step back and do more research on that person. Okay, so let's have a fucking goddamn chat about this, all right? Because I am fucking ashamed of the left right now, all right? There are not many things that can make me ashamed of the left, but holy fucking shit. And I'll tell you where, like, I can see where this mentality comes from. This comes from exactly the same kind of mentality that tries to cancel large creators here on the left. It's the exact same fucking thing, except it's even more complicated because, like, a lot of things that she's done throughout her, like, mind you, for people who do not know how the Supreme Court fucking works, sometimes you got to make some goddamn concessions. Sometimes you're not going to be able to rule with the majority. Sometimes you got to, like, there's a ton that goes into what someone is able to do as a Supreme Court justice. And actually, no, hold on. I was able to, like, just to drive home how fucking important this person is. All right? Hold on. This was actually pretty fucking recent. Let's talk about this, all right? Let's talk about this. All right? Let's talk about Ruth Bader. Let's talk about some of Ruth Bader Ginsburg's most notable Supreme Court decisions and dissents. All right, let's talk about this. Let's just talk about this to remind you who we're talking about, all right? Virginia Military Institute. A mere 3 years after Ginsburg joined the court, a 1996 court challenged the all-male admissions policy at the Virginia Military Institute. The court, led by Ginsburg, would require a state-funded school to accept women for admission. In the opinion, United States v. Virginia, Ginsburg wrote generalizations about the way women are, estimates of what is appropriate for most women, no longer justify denying opportunity to women whose talent and capacity place them outside of the average description. Holy fucking shit, is that great? Shelby County, in 2013 decision out of the court, Chief Justice Roberts led a majority invalidating a key decision of the Voting Rights Act that required certain jurisdictions with a majority to discriminate to undergo federal oversight before enacting any change to voting procedure. Ginsburg penned a fiery dissent pointing out that Congress had passed the latest installment of the Voting Rights Act with overwhelming bipartisan support, saying the representatives legitimately exercised their constitutional powers in doing so. The sad irony of today's decision lies in the court's utter failure to grasp why the law has proven effective. Ledbetter v. Goodyear Tire. Some of Ginsburg's most blistering dissents came from the case involving gender discrimination and civil rights, an issue she pioneered throughout her legal career. In one such case, Lily Ledbetter sued her employer, Goodyear Tire, in 1999 for gender discrimination after discovering that over the course of a 19-year career at the company, she had received lower compensation than her male counterparts. She won the case in a federal court in 2003 and was awarded $3.8 million in back pay and damages. Rallying against the all-male 5-4 majority, Ginsburg delivered a scathing dissent from the bench, a rare act by justices intended to demonstrate the strength of their disagreement. She accused the 8 male justices of being indifferent to the gender pay gap. Hobby Lobby. Do y'all remember this shit? Literal LGBT discrimination? In 2014, the Supreme Court ruled that... Oh, wait, no, sorry. This is affirmative care. The Supreme Court ruled that certain for-profit companies cannot be required by the government to pay for specific types of contraceptives, such as methods of birth control and emergency contraception for their employees. In her dissent, Ginsburg wrote that the court had ventured into a minefield, adding it would disadvantage those employees who do not share their employer's religious beliefs. Any decision to use contraceptives made by a woman covered under Hobby Lobby or I don't know how to say that, claim will not be propelled by the government. It will be the woman's autonomous choice informed by the physician she consults, right? Oh, and then Bush v. Gore in the election of 2000, Florida was the key to the presidential victory. For people who don't know about this, like, it was the whole, like, did they count the votes right? Should we have a retally, right? Let's see. Though Ginsburg was not on the winning side, she did not go gentle in that good night. I might join the Chief Justice were it my commission to interpret Florida law. The extraordinary setting of this case has obscured the ordinary principles that dictates in proper resolution. Federal courts defer to the states' high court's interpretation of their state's own law. This principle reflects the core federalism on which we all agree. Were the other members of this court as mindful as they generally are of our system of dual sovereignty, Justice Ginsburg concluded, they would affirm the judgment of the Florida Supreme Court. But while colleagues wrote in dissent respectfully, as Ginsburg typically does, I dissent. Like, this person is so fucking, like, she did so much for gender rights and just, like, civil rights in general, right? So the thing that bothers me particularly about this is that this reminds me a lot of the same kind of purity testing and cancel culture that we have for other, like, large leftist creators here on this platform, right? Like, fuck. I see this exact same kind of mentality when we're talking about someone like Vosh or like Contra or like other large creators, where it's like they do so much fucking good work and they're so fucking well intentioned and they do like so much for progressive and left leaning causes, but every time they do something good, well, it has to be, oh, well, do you remember that one time when Vosh did such and such or Contra did such and such, or I mean, like, literally insert any example. Do you remember that time when they did that? Because, you know, that completely devalues anything that they had done during the entirety of their career, including whatever good thing it is we're talking about. This infuriates me to no end. Let's be fucking, actually, no, hold on. I'm gonna look for one more. All right, let's fucking talk about this. You want to know what's the most pitiful about all of this? You want to know what's the most pitiful about all of this? Let's see how fucking Donald Trump, the person who fucking everyone over here hates, let's see how he reacts to the news of fucking hearing that RBG died. Let's see how he reacts, all right? Let's compare it to some of the things that we've read about.
She just died?
Ignore the music, whatever.
Wow. I didn't know that. I just, you're telling me now for the first time. She led an amazing life. What else can you say? She was an amazing woman. Whether you agreed or not, she was an amazing woman who led an amazing life. I'm actually saddened to hear that. I am saddened to hear that. Thank you very much.
For just a moment, he actually sounded like halfway a human. Fam, when fucking Donald Trump sounds more compassionate to the death of one of the most progressive Supreme Court justices that we have ever had than we are, something is wrong. Get your shit together. Yeah, she wasn't perfect. No one is fucking perfect. None of us are angels. In the words of a much larger creator than I am, none of us are angels. All right? We all have fucking personal flaws. We've all done bad shit. But you know what? That does not singularly define a person. For the love of fuck. At least if you want to come at this from a utilitarian perspective. At least if you want to come at this from a completely utilitarian perspective, what benefit is there to shitting on the person who has done immense work for civil rights in our country? There's none. There is no benefit. Except for making us look fucking crazy compared to the people who actually know how to show goddamn sympathy. Get your heads out of your asses and actually have some goddamn sympathy. That's it. That's the video.